The damp clung to the air in the bedsit, a permanent resident alongside the smell of stale fags and simmering despair. David, sprawled on the drop-down bed, was trying to lose himself in Aldous Huxley's The Doors of Perception. The worn paperback felt heavy in his hand, the words blurring into meaningless shapes. He wasn't seeing eternity in a flower, more like eternity in the peeling wallpaper. A sliver of light widened at the bottom of the door, a gap widening into a rectangle. Then a slow, deliberate intrusion. A coat hanger, bent into an unnaturally long extension, snaked through the opening. Dangling from it a row of floral panties, lace-trimmed, silk, some barely there. A silent, provocative parade of colour against the drab backdrop. David stared, mesmerised. The door creaked open further and Anna stood there. A cigarette dangled from her lips, her eyes half closed, a hint of a smile playing on her lips. She was wearing a faded floral dress, the kind that clung in all the right places, and her hair was a mess of auburn waves. "Dave," she said, her voice husky with exhaustion. "Can you give me a hand?" He swallowed, the words of Huxley forgotten. "With what?" "This bloody bed." She gestured to the wall behind him, where her own drop-down bed was folded away. "And the washing. I'm knackered and fancy an early night." He scrambled off his bed, the metal frame protesting with a groan. Anna watched him, her gaze lingering a little too long, a little too low. He felt the heat rise in his cheeks. He wrestled with her bed, the mechanism stiff and unforgiving. As it crashed down, the room felt smaller, the air thicker. He could smell her perfume, a heady mix of cheap roses and something else, something wild and untamed. "Thanks," she murmured, her fingers brushing his as she took the edge of the bed. "Now, the washing." He followed her to the communal drying area, a cramped space filled with the ghosts of other people's laundry. Anna pointed to a tangled mess of wet clothes in a plastic basket. "Just need to get it hooked up," she said, her voice low. He took the basket, his hands clumsy as he tried to untangle the clothes. He could feel her watching him, her presence a tangible thing in the small space. He pulled out a bra, a delicate thing of lace and satin, and his fingers lingered for a moment too long. He looked up, and Anna was right there, her eyes dark and knowing. She reached out and took the bra from his hand, her fingers brushing his again. "Thanks, Dave," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "You're a lifesaver." He didn't say anything, just watched as she hung the bra on the line, the delicate fabric swaying in the damp air. He knew he wouldn't be sleeping tonight. Not with the image of those panties and the scent of her perfume filling his head. The doors of perception, he thought, were opening all right. Just not in the way Huxley intended.